Hey guys, this is Lynn Schrader, lynnschrader.com. I have to tell you about something that's happened to me 3 times in the last 3 days. And it's not anything unusual, but I thought it was such a coincidence that it would happen 3 times in 3 days with people that I have been coaching. Some of you know that I do life coaching, business coaching, coaching about bringing your business to the next level, and coaching about being confident in yourself. And I have to tell you that 3 times in the last 3 days, this subject has come up. And what is it? What is it? It's not an uncommon subject, very common, but I think it's worth talking about today. And that subject is fear. Fear. Anxious about something that's going to take you to the next level. Guys, when that happens, when you have an unreasonable fear, let me tell you that 9 times out of 10, it is an indication that you are to go in the direction of that fear. Fear is really an indicator of, quite often, greatness to your next level. We usually fear things that we are supposed to be doing, and I know that sounds crazy. Maybe we've been brought up to stay away from things that have made us afraid, but I'm telling you, as a coach, 9 times out of 10, your fear is definitely the direction that you need to be going into. It's an indicator. It's an indicator of great things to come. So let's talk about 2 types of fear that there are. 2 types of fear. One is a rational fear, and the other is a irrational fear. And I'm going to tell you right away that 98% of the fear that we experience is irrational fear. It's not rooted in truth. So let's talk about a rational fear. I'm going to use myself as an example. I have a fear of mountains, of skiing down mountains. I am not equipped. I'm not good at skiing. So it is a fear because I'm not good at it. And nor do I even really care about skiing. Now I know that I've probably alienated many of you out there that love to ski, and great. I have 4 guys in my house that love to ski. I don't, and I'm not good at it. So a fear of mine is being on a high mountain and maybe a black diamond and being pushed down. I'm not a skier. I'm not equipped to ski. That's a fear. And I will get hurt. It's like maybe somebody pushing you out of an airplane before showing you how to adequately pull the ripcord and engage your parachute. That's a fear. Here is an irrational fear. Again, I am a business coach. I am a life coach. I work with business women all the time who maybe for whatever reason have a fear of stepping out and reaching out to people in their business, picking up the phone, hopping on a live video, like I'm on a live video right now, and they are so fearful about doing it. That is an irrational fear. Last time I checked, no one has ever broken a leg, broken an arm, died from picking up the phone or reaching out to somebody or going live. Now listen, when the very first time I ever went live, I thought I was going to die, but I didn't. So that's an irrational fear. So we've got 2 fears, rational fear and irrational fear. Give me a comment or a thumbs up or something in the comment section that tells me, have you ever had an irrational fear? I have. So here's what we need to do. The first thing that you need to do to get over that fear, because remember, most fears are an indicator that you need to go in that direction because you're going to grow big time. So the very first thing that you really need to do is to recognize it. Recognize that fear is probably part of your destiny, probably part of your purpose in life is to go after that fear. Let's face it, no the enemy, that the enemies of the people who don't want us to succeed, the enemy out there in the world doesn't want us to chase after our purpose and bring value to people. So those fears are coming from that. So what you need to do is you need to recognize the fear, and you need to choose to be courageous. And you know what the definition of courageous is? Courage is being so darn afraid, but doing it anyway. And courage is built up like a muscle the more that you do it. The more that you step out of your comfort zone, the more that you look at those irrational fears and just want to slap them in the face and say, I'm going to do it anyway. The more you do that, the stronger you get, the more courageous you're going to be. So I've learned in the last 6 years, because of the business that I've been in and the success that I've gotten, I've learned to step into my fear. I've learned to say, bring it on. Bring it on, because I know on the other side of that fear, I'm going to be stronger for it. So recognize it and know that if you know that in your heart of hearts, deep down inside, that you are supposed to be doing something, then you're going to do it anyway. Here's the other thing that you need to do. You need to control your self-talk. You need to manage it. So fear is never going to go away. Fear's going to rear its ugly head forever, but we have to manage it, we have to control it, and we have to know that the self-talk won't go away unless we discipline that as well. So here's an example of something that just happened to me. And it's just an example that fear doesn't ever go away, but you just need to manage your self-talk. So I have many friends that know where I'm taking my business, and they've been my cheerleaders and just been behind me the whole time. And one of those friends reached out to me, messaged me this morning, and he just said, hey, how's it going? Tell me what's going on in this new endeavor, this new business. You're going to do great. I've watched you. I know that this has been in your heart. You've got a gift there, and you better keep going in that direction. So he reached out to me, and I replied to him. Well, let me tell you, I've had this thought lately, I said to him, and it sounds like this. Lynn, what have you gotten yourself into? Who do you think you are by wanting to go in that direction with your business? Just who do you think you are? It's not going to work. But I told him that I was able to right away recognize it, refuse to receive it, catch myself before I go down that silly rabbit hole, that vortex out of control, and I tell myself a different story. So let me tell you guys about storytelling. I've always been a teacher at heart. I've always loved to read. From little on, I used to tell stories to my dolls. I used to be my doll's teacher. I used to do all kinds of things with storytelling and teaching. And then lo and behold, one day I become a teacher. And then one day I become a homeschool teacher and read to my kids often. So I've always been a storyteller. And here's the deal, guys. You are too. You are too. Even if you don't like to read books, you're still a storyteller. And here's what you need to do when you have the negative self-talk that happens from the fear that you're getting. You need to tell yourself another story. And it goes like this. So let's just say that there's something that happens, and then there's a response that could happen. And then there's that space in between the event and the response we could do. Well, we get to choose what meaning we want to assign to that middle section. Something happened, we can respond this way, but we get to decide what meaning we're going to attach to it. And here's what it looks like with storytelling. So, many successful people, and you get to define success any way you want. And by the way, it's not always about money. Being successful is not always tied to a paycheck. But successful people, whatever successful means, they tell themselves stories that empower them about the situation, that give them power. But an unsuccessful person is going to tell themselves a story that disempowers them. So here's an example. In my business, let's say somebody rejects you. Somebody rolls their eyes at you because you have a dream and you're pursuing it, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Now, a successful person is going to assign a meaning to the rejection. They're going to tell themselves a story that sounds like this. You know what? I respect their opinion, but they don't really know my heart. They don't know my dreams. They're not living my life. They don't know that I've got this itch inside of me begging to come out because I know I can bring value to other people. So I respect their rejection, but I'm not receiving it. An unsuccessful person is going to tell a story that's different from that. They're going to assign a meaning that sounds like this. You're right. I should have never started this. What have I gotten myself into? What was I thinking? This is crazy. This is crazy. Of course I'm not going to chase my dreams. It doesn't even make sense to me now that I'm thinking about it. You're right. I'm just going to settle for mediocrity. Do you see the difference? Do you hear the difference between the story that a successful person tells themselves and an unsuccessful person? You guys, you've got to assign a meaning to the event. And you get to decide, is it an empowering meaning or is it a disempowering meaning? You've got to take control of your thoughts. That a fear happens, 98% of the time a fear is irrational, and most fears lead to greatness. They lead to you sharing your gifts and your talents and bringing value to even one person in this world. You've got to manage your self-talk. You've got to manage it. You've got to tell yourself a different story that empowers you, that tells you that you are made for greatness. You are more than enough, that you are worthy of it, that you should chase those dreams. And then, guys, last thing, you need to talk to yourself the same way you would talk to a friend. Seriously, think about the things that we say to ourselves, the times we tear ourselves down, the times that we call ourselves stupid, the times that we say, okay, that was really dumb, or why would anybody take me serious? You would never talk to a friend that way. So you need to stop talking to yourself that way. So that's it, guys. If you got value out of this video, please share it. I love paying it forward. Share this video. Go to my website, lynnschrader.com. Check out my free videos. Check out my blogs. Check out the things that I've put on there to bring you guys value. It's all a piece of that little dream that I'm chasing that I refuse to be afraid of. So go for it, guys. Share the video. Take this video to heart. Please head over to my website, lynnschrader.com, and check out what I have to offer there. Again, paying it forward like we all should. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Bye.